As tensions between Israel and Hezbollah continue to rise following Saturday's drone launch towards an Israeli gas rig in the Mediterranean Sea, Israel's Prime Minister issued a stark warning to the Lebanese terror group ahead of his trip to France Tuesday.
Israel will not accept such attacks on its sovereignty. Anyone who does so should know that he's taking an unnecessary risk. The Lebanese government needs to rein in Hezbollah in the face of these attacks, or we'll have to do so ourselves.
Criticism over Saturday's drone launch was also heard, surprisingly, from the Lebanese leadership. According to the pro-Hezbollah El Akhbar newspaper, the country's top leaders, that's the president, the caretaker prime minister, and speaker of parliament, cautioned Hezbollah's leadership about dragging the country into a war with Israel.
Lebanon considers that any act outside the state's framework and diplomatic context while negotiations are taking place is unacceptable and exposes it to unnecessary risks.
Some political rivals of the Iranian-backed group went even further, comparing the drone launch to events that sparked a month-long war with Israel 16 years ago.
Have we replaced kidnapping soldiers like in 2006 with sending drones over the Karish gas field? This attack was not aimed at Israel and did not threaten Israel's security. Rather, it's an assault on Lebanese sovereignty, as these drones were sent by Hezbollah without coordination with the government. They're playing with fire in the interests of Iran.
But Hezbollah appears unwavering in its insistence on influencing the maritime border negotiations in its own ways.
The resistance will not stand idly by in the face of Israel's looting of Lebanon's natural wealth and the looting of Lebanon's treasure, which is the only hope for the salvation of the Lebanese people.
And so, as talks between Lebanon and Israel apparently hit the rocks, the sides hope to reach an agreement soon before further incidents torpedo the negotiations completely.